All right, what up, Who That Nation? This is No Cap, No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Molly G, and I'm going to go ahead on and get into this Saints versus Lions matchup December the 3rd. Tomorrow is going down in a dome. Well, I'm going to go ahead on and say this matchup right here between both teams is very interesting. In the building is going to be Dan Campbell, former Saints tight ends coach, well respected. He's a players he's a players kind of guy, he's a kind of guy that the players all respect, the kind of guy that players that just run through a wall for. He's a player coach, what they might say. Trav 504 says, who that? Mike says, hey, how y'all doing? Trav, how you doing? Mike, how you doing? Jerry, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so Dan Campbell, he's pretty much a players coach. Now, when it comes down to X's and O's, a lot of these coaches know X's and O's. They have to know X's and O's to become a head coach in the first place. Like, as much as shit talk we talk about Dennis Allen, this dude will forget way more football than we'll ever know. But it's levels to this. And when it comes to Dan Campbell and Dennis Allen, I think Dan Campbell is a better head coach. Is he a much better head coach? Or does Ben Johnson really gets that offense ticking? Does a lot of the offense weapons really help him? We gonna find out. We damn sure gonna find out, because I really feel like when it comes to a head coach, I think good players can save you. And I think sometimes it's just a match made in heaven. Like when Drew Brees played for Sean Payton, it was a match made in heaven. I feel like Sean Payton got the best out of Drew Brees, and Drew Brees made Sean Payton look better than what he would look with anybody else. Same for Bill Belichick and Brady. Same for uh Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. You know, but when it comes to Dennis Allen, even if we had Patrick Mahomes, man, I still think we wouldn't go nowhere. No, will we win more games? Yeah, but when it comes down to the playoffs and when it comes down to playing other teams with good rosters and good head coaches with good offensive minds, no situational awareness, good defensive minds, no situational awareness, good preparation throughout the week, I think that's what Dennis Allen will really lack. You know, Jerry G says he's watching the SEC championship. Yeah, a lot of people watching it right now. Jerry, maybe I should have did the stream a little bit later on, but it is what it is. Maybe y'all could just listen for background purposes in the background and catch the game. Um, but when it comes to coaching, I'm gonna go ahead on and give the advantage to the Lions. They have Ben Johnson. He has that offense top 10 in just about every category. They have Aaron Glenn over there on the defensive side. The defense hasn't been doing as great as of late, but I think that has to do with a lot with CD Deuce being out. Um, that guy right there, he just bring an edge to the defense. He just bring a speed to the defense. He talk trash, get in the offensive opponent's head sometimes, could get them ejected. There's just a lot of intangibles that CD Deuce could bring to a team that other players just can't match. Aiden Hutchinson, he hasn't had a sack in 5 of his last 6 games. So he's pretty much due for a sack. And I think he'll get one on either Ryan Ramchick or Andrews Pete. It depends on how they, move him up and down the line. Alex Anzalone, he won't be playing in this game, so Thor won't be playing. He actually had like a hand surgery plus like a birth of his daughter. So I don't think he even traveled with the team, so he might not be in the dome at all. Um, when it comes to the defense, that's like the only edge that we might have. Like they do bad versus wide receivers, and that's what we'll need help at the most. Like our wide receivers are pretty much injured. Rashid Shaheed won't be playing. Michael Thomas won't be playing. Um, Chris Olave, he's pretty much trending in the right direction to play, going through his concussion protocol. I think he need to see like a independent neurologist or something like that to get the AOK to play. But I thought that you can't play at all if you go into concussion like for a week. But you know, I I guess if he get the AOK from a neurologist, he should be pretty much good to go. It just depends on what grade level they give him. Now, one thing about Chris Olave, I think he has like maybe three more concussions before this. This like his fourth one in his second season. Chris Olave really needs to get some luck when it comes to these injuries, concussion wise. That could really shorten up his career. Um, Maybe he need to start sliding when he. I don't know. A lot of his injuries be fluke. Like it be the way he comes down when he grabs the ball out the air, So maybe he just need to get some more luck. Like to me, Chris Olave, he kind of played like Tyler Lockett from the Seahawks. I remember the Tyler Lockett came to the Dome last year. He just lit us up, and Tyler Lockett he preserved a lot of his career by, just sliding down to the ground, not taking the necessary hits. But he is good yards after the catch. He is tough. He does high points the ball. He has good hands and he has good route running, and he has good speed, even at his older age. So if Chris Olave wind up having a career like Tyler Lockett, that'll be all you can ask for. Um, Trav says, I think we had a good QB that was scoring. They would probably bench him and put the backup in. If we had a good QB that was scoring, hey, hey man, with this team, you never know, Trav, bro. They just so ass backwards. It's so crazy. Like we just starting to work on extra red zone practice 12 weeks in. We just starting to bring a new kicker in. We just starting to say, yeah, well, with the raw receiver injuries, maybe Jimmy Graham can be a help to this team. Like we just starting to do all this 12 weeks in. It's like what Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael be doing game planning wise, preparation wise, week in and week out. Like where do they heads be? Like I say, they know more football than we'll ever they will forget more football than we ever will learn. But at the same time, it just be the common sense stuff. Like right now, we have Pete Werner going to be out. Yet we let Jalen Smith go. Like we had him in the building. Just let him go. Like that is stupid. Like that man could have easily stepped in for Pete Werner and went to Mr. B. And I don't want to hear about that special teams crap. I don't want to hear about none of that. We already know what Zach Bond is. He's a pass rushing player. He's not good in coverage. He's not gonna, be sideline to sideline wowing you, making turnovers. He's not gonna do all that. You know. Now he did get that one lucky turnover when it came to the Houston game, picked off CJ Stroud, but what'd he do? Give it right back to him off a fumble. Like you just can't trust him. But we're gonna see a lot of Zach Bond. Make no mistake about it. We will see a lot of Zach Bond. Adam Prentice, everyone's favorite Saints fullback. He's been elevated. You got Marquez Callaway. He's been elevated. So we're gonna see a lot of Marquez. We're gonna see a lot of A.T. Perry. I always said that Shaq Davis is better than A.T. Perry. I wasn't on the A.T. Perry high horse train like everybody else was. It was nothing about A.T. Perry that really just wowed me, from his route running to his speeds to his hands to his high pointing of the ball to his physicality to his blocking. Like nothing about A.T. Perry really wowed me. But Shaq Davis, he kind of wowed me. But he's hurt. We're gonna see a lot of Lynn Bolden. I think that Lynn Bolden, he's probably due for a good game. Like at least with Lynn Bolden, he can block. He can do jet sweeps. He can do reverses. You can use Lynn Bolden in those packages that we was doing with Chris Olave early in the season out the backfield doing Texas wheel routes. Like Pete Carmichael, he just completely got away from all that, and that stuff was working. But we could do that type of stuff with Lynn Bolden. Not to mention, he can play special teams. He could do punt return, kickoff return. So expect the, you know, a day where Lynn Bowden get a lot of scrimmage yards. Um, yeah, screens. Yeah, Lynn Bowden, he'll be touching the ball a lot. Um, so on offense, I think we're going to see a lot of those guys. Still going to sprinkle in Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara. I would like to see Alvin Kamara do the Texas real route out the backfield. I would like to see Alvin Kamara in the slot. Um, they play tomorrow, December the 3rd. My birthday is actually December the 4th, that Monday. And for my birthday, I would like to see a Saints blowout loss. I would like to see a lot of pitchforks, a lot of brown paper bags with Fire Dennis Allen, a lot of banners and signs and t-shirts and wristbands, any type of Fire Dennis Allen apparel anyone can think of. I would like to see that all in the dome. This dome coverage will be nationally televised. If you can't enter the dome, protest outside the dome. I want to see Fire Dennis Allen everywhere to let our outcry be felt. I hope Ben I hope Miss Benson is on the sideline. I hope she can get a feel for the atmosphere of the team and just feel our voices and feel our outcry. And hopefully it could, shake up some things. Um, I would love to have a blowout loss as a birthday gift. My birthday is December the 4th, that Monday morning. I would love to get that breaking news in the morning, scroll on my phone, and just see that breaking news that everybody been wanting. Breaking news: New Orleans Saints have fired Dennis Allen. That's all I want to see. That could be the best gift I can ask for. That would be the best gift I can ask for. Because this dude is just end up and incompetent. He just not a good head coach. He just don't have good preparation for the teams. I feel like a lot of the players have checked out. They're saying it in the interviews. They're saying it on social media. You might as well say the prisoners have ran the asylum. The prisoners have ran the asylum. He just have no control over this team and no respect of men. It's bad when former players are just liking things about him getting fired, like a Will Lutz. Is Will Lutz salty? Hmm, maybe so, but if you still respect a coach, you'll just understand that okay, it's a business. He had to move on. But I'm pretty sure Will Lutz know the day in and day out operations of that team are just not in the best interest of the players. You know, the game planning is not in the best interest of the players. The preparation is not in the best interest of the players. And if we could see it as fans, just imagine what the players can see. A lot of these guys, they were on Hall of Fame trajectory. Sean Payton gone and it just fell off a cliff. Elvin Kamara still had a chance to make the Hall of Fame. Michael Thomas still had a chance to make the Hall of Fame. But with Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen in charge, that might just slip away. They might make the Saints Hall of Fame. But as far as the Hall of Fame, nah. And speaking of Saints Hall of Fame, shouts out to Jari Evans. It's looking like he's going to make that. Um, Let's see. Princess Lewis says, "What up, no cap? Fire Dennis Allen, me and you both. My birthday is Monday as well, man. Well, I'm gonna go ahead on and wish you a happy birthday, Princess Lewis. Hopefully that we all get that gift and that breaking news Monday morning for the firing of Dennis Allen. Like, I really think I hate Dennis Allen. Like it's sad to say, man, and that's a man. He has a job as a head coach. He takes care of his family with the money he's making. And it's just sad that I would like to see another man get, you know, just, relieved of his job duties. Like, the man in me don't want to see another man get relieved of his job duties. But at the end of the day, we have to call it like we see it and just know that this dude is just not the right guy for the job. I don't believe in, you know, want to strip a man away from his job duties and, you know, be happy to see a man get his job duties stripped away from him. But at the end of the day, when it comes to life, if you don't perform, somebody got to replace you for the betterment of an organization, a team, a staff, a society, anything. If you're in leadership position and you're incapable of leading the right way, then that has to be given to someone else who can take on those duties. And he cannot fulfill those duties to the best of our needs. You know, I'm a fan of the Saints, so I want the best team interest at heart. Mickey Loomis, a lot of people are calling for his job. Um, at the end of the day, I feel like Mickey Loomis did his job. He constructed a good roster these last 2 years, and everybody felt like, okay, yes, we got a Super Bowl roster. Everybody was loving when he brought in Jarvis Landry. Everybody was loving when he signed Tyrann Mathieu. Everybody was loving when we re-signed Michael Thomas and Jameis Winston. You know, Mickey Loomis is making all this happen. Dennis Allen wants his roster constructed the way he wanted to construct. Jeff Allen and Mickey Loomis, they do their jobs. The season after Dennis Allen had his first year as the head coach, a lot of those guys on the staff were basically a lot of the guys Peyton picked. So that second season, Dennis Allen went and got his own staff. Mickey let him go do it. Dennis Allen said he want this quarterback. Mickey let him go do it. Mickey signed Derek Carr. And after next season, we got an out. Mickey did his job. But now the ball is in Mickey court after this season to realize that with all of the documentation and all of the evidence, you can't turn the other cheek. You have to know that this guy is underperforming his job duties. Now, Big Q said something about if we were to get rid of Dennis Allen, it's going to cost us even more money. So a lot of this come down to money, people. You made a bad investment in cost so far. Now you're going to get rid of Dennis Allen. You're going to have to find a whole new staff when that new head coach bring in his offensive coordinator, his defensive coordinator, his linebackers coach, his secondary coach, his offensive line coach. Just a whole completely revamp. That's going to be a lot of work. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. You got to think about the future. The Saints have been operating as if the kitchen is on fire and they're not going to use the fire extinguisher until the dining room is on fire. That's how we've been operating. And it's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to the players. The players not even fighting for the coaches. They are fighting for one another because they're the ones who are in those trenches next to those men. They're the ones who are in those trenches next to those men trying to fight for their brothers. Some of those guys are highly underperforming and it's messing up their contract. Like if they're not going to be with us this season, it's messing up their contract bid for another team next season. You understand that? So say like, for example, Trey Hendrickson. Let's just say he wasn't getting put in the best chance to succeed with us his last year with us. We wasn't using him right at all. He would have never got that high contract from Cincinnati. So that's what I mean by these players are in it together because they know they are being misused. So if they're being misused and it's messing up their stats, how they know they're supposed to have more stats than what they have, they just in it together and they're not playing for the coach. They're playing for one another. They just out there just doing what they're supposed to be told. Then this Princess Lewis said, I don't like his demeanor. It's like, oh, well, I'm in charge. Y'all just got to deal with it. My opinion, he does not have it and he ain't got it. And he ain't get it or do right by this team. Good old boy bullshit. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people don't like his demeanor. A lot of people don't like his aura about himself. He's not a guy that you'll just run through a wall for. He's not a motivator. He's not a leader of men. He's not none of these things. That's another reason why I feel like they didn't want to go on Hard Knocks because they're just so boring. I've said it already. When we lost Sean Payton, we went from gumbo to goulash. No swag, no seasoning, no drip, no sauce. Went from the most copy team to the most irrelevant team. From the culture we had when it comes to dancing after a win, victory up in the locker room that just made all the fans have fun with the season. You know, all the dances we did with the motorcycle, with the chopper style, all the touchdown celebrations that we used to do. From the defense celebrating up in the end zone when we get a turnover. A lot of teams copy that from us. Teams don't copy nothing from us now. We're just irrelevant. When we play a team, we a team get right game. When we play a team, defensive coordinators have a good night's sleep. They don't be up all night wondering how they're going to stop this person, how they're going to stop that person, because we don't do no motions. We don't do no pre-step motions. Our audibles suck. We can't run the ball. We don't use Alvin Kamara properly. All they really work on, okay, we don't let Rashid Shaheed and Olave beat us deep, and we got to stop Taysom Hill. That's all they work on. Other than that, they know our plays. A lot of our plays and a lot of our signaling, it hasn't been changed. So division rivals really know our plays. They know what's going to come before it even happened. So we already behind the eight ball. Now you add that with inaccuracy of Derek Carr, no arm strength of Derek Carr, throwing behind his player in Derek Carr, sending hospital balls in Derek Carr. It's just easy picking. It's just easy picking. That's why I say the players are just playing for each other. They're not playing for the coaches, and it seems like they're not even playing for the quarterback. Within these last 5 games, Derek Carr has lost the city. He's lost the fan base. He's never embraced the culture. First meal down here was Chick-fil-A. Not even Chick-fil-A, it was a Chipotle. Excuse me. But back to the Lions. We can't stop the run, people. Atlanta ran all down our throats. We knew it was coming and still couldn't stop it. Cedric Ellis, I mean, not Cedric Ellis. Brian Brzee, he's kind of a liability when it comes to the run. That's why he don't get a lot of snaps. We thought that Nathan Shepard and we thought that Kalon Saunders was going to help with this run interior defense, but they didn't. Is they as worse as David Onyemata and Shy Tuttle? I ain't going to say all that, but they damn near showed out a drastic upgrade. I keep telling y'all, Colin Sanders, his saving grace is being in those fullback packages. Other than that, on the defensive line, he hasn't really done much. He hasn't really done much. Pete Warner, he's taking a step back. He's not going to even play. Zach Bond going to be playing. This the first year where Demario Davis really playing through a big injury. So that's the reason why I feel like it's been a subpar play on him. But even then, he's still doing okay. I wish we blitz him more. When we blitz Demario Davis, good things happen. But other than that, we can't stop the run. Cam, he might be out. And that's going to be very telling if Cam don't want to play. Because Cam, throughout all his years, he only missed maybe 2 games. And one was because of COVID and another one because he had like a dislocated finger or something. Other than that, he played every game. So it'd be real telling if Cam just say, you know what? I don't need to play this game. I'll sit this one out. That's real telling. I don't know if that's just Cam 100% choice to do that or not, but that'll be real telling if he don't play. Marcus May, he's not going to be playing. So it's going to be nice to see Jordan Howden. And look, I don't want the Saints to win. Make no mistake about it. I want to lose, and I want us to lose bad. I don't want us to lose close. I want us to lose bad. So it'd be very undeniable that we cannot keep up with good teams. But I do want to see flashes of good players. I do want to see flashes of Brian Brzee. I do want Alontae Taylor to get his first career interception. I do want guys like A.T. Perry to show me that they're superior to Shaq Davis. I do want guys like Lynn Bowden to, show me flashes. Like I want the young guys to get out there and go eat. I want Jawan Johnson to show he's capable of being tight end one. That's what I want. I want to see flashes from the young guys. Kendrick Miller, he won't be playing. He's out again. I think he's in a doghouse with Dennis Allen. A lot of the games they said he was injured. I've been hearing he really wasn't injured. It's just he's been in a doghouse with Dennis Allen. And it's quite ironic that we skipped over Tajay Spears because he was so-called going to be an injured type of player throughout the season. Yet we signed Kendrick Miller, and he's been dealing with injuries even before we drafted him. And it's very ironic how Michael Thomas just been banging the table for Derek Carr, saying thank you, Jesus, when he gets signed, even though Jameis Winston is still on a team. Now Derek Carr is public enemy number one. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for. Because you can't tell me Jameis wouldn't have more than 10 touchdowns right now. 11 games in. Jameis would probably double that right now. Because all these times we've been in the red zone, would have been scoring at least half the time if Jameis was in. A lot of these deep shots that's coming up short, not hitting the players in stride, Jameis would have been hitting these players in stride. And some of these players wouldn't have been getting hurt because the Jameis would have been hitting them in stride. But I think that neither Jameis nor Derek Carr is the future of this team. So that is the reason why I feel like it is very, very much necessary to take a quarterback this draft and take one early. Jaden Daniels, he's been performing on the next level lately, and he's probably going to be out of our reach, people, unless we just make a drastic trade up, which I am all for. I am all for. It is time. It is time. It had been way too many years since we selected a quarterback in a round one. And Jaden Daniels, you might as well keep this guy home. They already talking about, oh, keep Michael Penix home, keep him in Seattle, keep him in Washington. No, let's keep Jaden Daniels in Louisiana then. Let's keep him in New Orleans. That's what I want to see. I want to see Jaden Daniels as the quarterback of this team because if he don't come to us, I just feel like he's gonna go to Atlanta or the Bucks or somewhere, and that's what I definitely don't want to see. Make no mistake about it, Bryce Young will improve. Wait till he get the right staff behind him, and it's looking like Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator from the Chargers, he might get the job. One thing the Chargers been doing is putting up some offense with Justin Herbert. And if he don't get the job, Ben Johnson might take the job. And Ben Johnson, you already see what his work is in Detroit. And I just hope that they, you know, don't lay an egg against the Saints. Because like I say, the Saints beat everybody get right game. And Detroit need a get right game. And I hope the Saints beat that get right game. People talking about, oh, there's no such thing as a as an easy schedule. Yes, it's a such thing as an easy schedule. It's just a no such thing as an easy schedule for Dennis Allen. That's all. We just underestimated how horrible Dennis Allen is. But it's a such thing as an easy schedule. You know damn well you got a better chance at beating the Cardinals 3 game out best out of 3 games than you got at beating the Eagles. If you had to put your money on it, you're gonna very much want to play the Cardinals. So it's a such thing. It's always a level to something. So I feel like when it comes to the Lions, we can't stop the run. Gibbs and Montgomery gonna have a field day. Gibbs, Going to be sent out the backfield on rail routes on Zach Bond, and he's going to have his way with Zach Bond. He's going to have his way with Demario Davis because Demario Davis just not fast and he's injured. Got Sam Laporta, he's going to have his way with Jordan Howden. Too big for him. Jordan Howden, he ain't experienced enough. As talented as he is, one on one with Sam Laporta, it's gonna be a mismatch. Too big for Tyrann Mathieu. Gonna be a mismatch. Sam Laporta gonna eat. They wide receiver Brown, he a dog. He just a dog. We ain't got much on Lattimore. Adebo, Adebo probably could get with him here and there. But he'll probably get the best out of Adebo just because he just way too shifty for Adebo. Alontae Taylor, he could get with those shifty guys, but Alontae Taylor, he ain't got enough experience in the slot. So if it's on the outside, I feel like Alontae Taylor could hang with Brown. If it's on the slot, Brown gonna have too much space. Gonna work him. Jameson Williams, he's gonna get deep. He's gonna do screens. We've been missing tackles. He's gonna have a dog day. Reynolds, he's a big threat. He might do good. He's gonna dog us in the slot. Agnew, he's gonna do good on kick return, punt return. So the only good thing we got going for us, Jared Goff is not as mobile as a lot of the other mobile quarterbacks we've been facing. So when it comes to those quarterback plays where the quarterback escapes about this pocket and we's like, oh man, how the hell we let him get out of that? That's not going to happen with Goff. Zach Bond is going to go get Goff sometimes. Carl Granderson is going to go get Goff sometimes. If Cam don't play and Foskey play, Foskey going to go get Goff. We desperately need Peyton Turner back in the rotation. Just like I said about Jalen Smith, had him in the building, let him go. Jason Pierre-Paul, had him in the building, let him go. And this could be a game where we could have used them. But in the grand scheme of things, this game ain't really that important. It's the games after this game that is important. This game is a game that a lot of people had us losing anyway at the beginning of the season. Before we even play any game, a lot of people say, yeah, well, if we're going to lose any game, I'll probably say that'll be one of the games that we'll lose. Like, if you're just picking all the tough games that we have due to the easy schedule, you'll just pick this one for us to lose. So, in the grand scheme of things, this game ain't even all that important. It's that second Bucks game. It's that second Atlanta game. It's that second Panthers game. It's that game against the Giants that's going to really show where we're going to go. We're going to have to go at least 5-0. I mean, we're going to have to go at least 4-0 against those teams. And going 4-0 against us still only net us 9 wins. So we won't have a double-digit season. We'll be 9-7. I mean, we'll be I think we'll mess around and be 9-8. We'll be 9-8. We're gonna lose to Detroit. And we might beat those 4 teams. But I don't even have us beating those teams. What I'm tripping on? We got Dennis Allen as our head coach. And I told her I want us to lose. I forgot who else we play on the schedule. I know we play the Giants. I know we play all our division against one more time. I'm not sure who that other team is we play. He'll come to me. But as far as my score prediction, it's very hard. I don't even know if they're gonna have Groupie out there starting. Groupie had injured himself. I don't know if he's gonna be starting this game. I don't know if the other kicker, Crosby, gonna be starting. I know we brought in another kicker that we signed. Yeah, we signed some other kicker, not Crosby. Okay, kicker, not Crosby. I got us, just because everybody just got us losing and we just such an underdog. I think we're gonna come in this game with some fight. We ain't scored a touchdown on an opening drive all season long. Been nothing but punts and a couple of field goals. We might even get a touchdown on the first drive. I got a feeling that we're gonna stand up. We're gonna have some fight. I hope we don't win. It'll be so Saints for us to just win this game. A game that I really hope we lose. But I think we're gonna have some fight. We're gonna make it close in the beginning, but they're gonna just start pulling away with the lead. At some point, the offense just gonna wear out and tear our defense down. You know, and at some point, we ain't got a lot of. They ain't gonna have a lot of film on the playmakers that we have on offense, like the Lynn Bowden and the A.T. Perry. They ain't gonna know what we're gonna do with them. But once they figure us out and peep out their tendencies, and by them being such young players, they're gonna start messing up. They're gonna take advantage of that and get like a turnover. Aiden Hutchinson gonna get like a sack or two. Um, yeah, I got a feeling we're gonna get at least 17 points. We're gonna get in the red zone against them. They're poor against the red zone. Um, I think we'll get like 17. I doubt we get 20 on them. And I think they'll get like 34. I think they're gonna beat us like 34-17. That's my score prediction. Gundam says 5-7. I don't know what you're referring that to, Gundam, but if anybody got anything to say, I'm gonna go ahead on and open up the phone lines. So if anybody wanna speak on a prediction of the game, you're more than welcome to join in on the stream and let me know what you think. And I just sent the link in the chat. Yeah, man. I'm pretty much just interested on the younger guys. Like I want to lose and I want to lose bad, but I want the young guys to have flashes. This team really doesn't do good against wide receivers and tight ends. So if Foster Monroe, if they don't elevate Jimmy Graham and Jawan Johnson don't have a big game, that'll just pathetic. You can't scheme up nothing with this team. We got they don't do good against wide receivers, but our wide receivers aren't going to be playing. So Chris Olave might play. Now, Chris Olave, he's trending in the right direction. If Chris Olave plays, that changes a whole lot. That at least gives us a wide receiver one out there. We'll still have Taysom Hill. We'll still have Alvin Kamara. We'll still have some guys in Lynn Bowden and A.T. Perry and Marquez Callaway that they don't have no film on, that they just don't know what we're going to do with those guys. And it could really make a difference. And I hope Chris Olave play because I don't want Dennis Allen to have the excuse of, oh, I didn't have Michael Thomas, I didn't have Rashid Shaheed, I didn't have Chris Olave, I didn't have Cam Jordan, I didn't have Marcus May, I didn't have Marshall Lattimore. I don't want him to have that excuse. I want Chris Olave to play, and I want Cam Jordan to play. We need those people to play so he doesn't have that excuse to lean on. But even if he does play, I want the young guys to really show their ass. I want A.T. Perry to show me something. I want Jawan Johnson to show me something. I want Alante Taylor to show me something. I want the young guy back there, Jordan Howden, to show me something. 5-7 Sunday. Oh, we 5-6. After Sunday, we'll be 5-7. Oh yeah. Yeah, hopefully we 5-7, man. I really want to lose this game bad for the betterment of the team. If you call me a fake fan, that's on you. But I really feel like winning will be more detrimental than losing. Losing will have us for the better draft pick. So we don't want to win and just get out the Jaden Daniels sweepstakes. We don't want to win and be back in the same boat with Dennis Allen back. Because I refuse to believe if we don't win this division that's just very trash, that Mickey Loomis will bring Dennis Allen back. Like, yes, Mickey Loomis said all this and all that at the press conference, but what you expect him to say? He's not gonna just, he's want to have some words for motivation for his coach, so they could go out there and do their best they can from this point on to try to win the division. But if they don't win a division, I really feel like we're not going to bring back Dennis Allen, and that's all I can hope. That's all I can hope. Why would you want to win a division, knowing what you know with this team, seeing all the evidence? A lot of y'all want to win the division, and y'all don't like Dennis Allen. That can't even go together. Why would you want to win a division of this trash schedule, this trash division, limp into the playoffs, get murdered by Dallas, getting murdered by the Seahawks, getting murdered by the 49ers, getting murdered by the Eagles, and then be out of draft placements for Jaden Daniels or somebody else. Dennis Allen get brung back and be right in the same boat again and be miserable again. No culture, no fun, no swag. Yeah, he gonna bring in a different offensive coordinator. Yeah, the offensive coordinator might make Derek Carr play a little better. But at the end of the day, Dennis Allen don't know how to prep a team. He don't know how to lead a team. The team don't trust him. The team don't like him. So why would you want to be back in the same boat? Be back miserable, unfun, boring, bland season. Gumbo to goulash. Meanwhile, Atlanta and Tampa Bay, if they just start to lose, they're gonna be right in position for Jaden Daniels or somebody else. They're gonna be right in position to hire another head coach. That new head coach might change everything. Atlanta and the Bucks got a good roster. Even the Panthers got a good roster. They not that far behind us. I feel like our roster is better. Don't get me wrong. But if Atlanta was to get a good head coach and a good quarterback, but we'll be in trouble because they defense straight. They offense got some weapons. They got Drake London. They got Michael Pitts. Two monster running backs. The good ass offensive line. We ain't even got the components necessary to make the playoffs and have success. We don't score right in the red zone. We can't rush the passer. We can't run the ball. We can't stop the run. We don't do good on special teams. We ain't got good coaching. We ain't got good preparation. We ain't got good situational awareness to deal with head coaches like Kyle Shanahan in the playoffs. We don't take our matchups correctly. We don't give matchup problems to defensive coordinators. You can't break all that into the playoffs and expect to win. That's not going to change overnight. These guys are who they are. We don't do play action. We don't use our players to the best of their abilities with their skill sets. Yeah, we get flags like any other team. Yeah, we'll get turnovers like any other team, but we can't overcome flags with our offensive play. And we get turnovers, but when we get turnovers, we can't go cash it in with our offensive play. So that cancels that out. What you got to say now? Why would you want to go to the playoffs with this? It is detrimental for us to go to the playoffs. It is more better for the success of the team not to get to the playoffs. So you can call me a fake fan all you want. Just because we have two different paths don't mean we have the same destination. Don't mean we don't have the same destination. And our destination as fans, no matter what path you want to take, is for the success of the team. And my success is for the future. Because we can't win now. You don't correct all that stuff now. If you got something in the playoffs that's a weakness, you probably could get by if it's just one thing. If you got a good quarterback and a good run game, but your defense just ain't got no pass rush, you probably could correct that because you're going to go scheme up a pass rush. You're going to draw up some blitzes. Maybe get some turnovers. If you got a good run game, a good defense, but your quarterback ain't all that, he's just like a game manager quarterback, you can scheme up some guys to get open with the playmakers. You can lean on your run game. You can lean on your defense. We got way too many things wrong with us. But I'm the fake fan, though. If anything, the optimistic fan is more annoying than these other fan bases. That's our rivals. Because the optimistic fan is almost like toxic positivity. Toxic positivity is basically when you're in a work environment, but you ain't want to address all the bad stuff that's going on, yet you just making goddamn good positive remarks, and this ain't doing nothing but aggravating everybody even more. And 9 times out of 10, you ain't even being truthful with the remarks. It's just sarcasm. Let's see what Gundam says. Do you think Saints lose or Saints loss will start to feel like Dennis Allen is on a hot seat? I think Dennis Allen is on a hot seat already. People don't think so because the way Mickey Loomis is talking, but I don't believe that. I'm not buying that. Mickey Loomis ain't gonna just trash his head coach in the middle of the season. He's not like a Jerry Jones or somebody like that. Foskey, baby, yeah, Foskey gonna get some snaps if Cam Jordan can't go. But he's gonna have to set the edge because they're gonna run that ball down our throat. And if he can't set the edge on his side, then man, it's gonna be a long day in them trenches. Get that fourth round QB, trade up for the kid for LSU. Yeah, I want Jaden Daniels too. If we lose this season, it's officially over now. The season ain't gonna be over because a lot of the games after this gonna be pretty much all on the Saints. You're gonna play all your division again. You're gonna play a Panthers team who just fired their head coach. You're gonna play a Giants team who's gonna have Tommy DeVito out there. The Bucks, even though they beat us last time, and we gotta go to their house, I still think that is a winnable game because their defense ain't been playing great as of late. But still gonna be hard. And we play the Falcons for the final game. And I could see the seasons coming down to that final game of the year, you know, versus the Falcons in the dome. And I hope we lose. I hope it don't even come to that. I hope we just out of the playoff running before that. And our division is so trash. The Panthers only won like 2 games, and yet they still in the playoff hunt. That's how trash the division is. Yet people get mad at me for when I say I don't want to limp into the playoffs just by winning this trash division. I wish the playoffs ain't even work like it worked. I wish it just went strictly off of how many games you won. Like it go off of how many games you won, then it go by division wins. Not just because, oh, you're a division winner. Then I never liked that whole concept. Just because you're a division winner, you automatically go to the playoffs. Now, because there's gonna be some team who's gonna have more wins than you, but they're gonna be a wild card team. Like I don't like that. I never did like that. You think Jane Daniel will be available for when we pick? Nope. His stock has gotten way too high, but I'm very much not opposed to just go ahead on and trading up for him. I got Hurricane Mike on the line. I'm gonna bring you in, Mike. Give me a second. I'm nervous about playing the Panthers. They might beat us. They beat us last year. The writing was on the wall. They beat us last year with quarterbacks that had under a 15 quarterback rate, and we still somehow lose the game. The way we lose game with this coaching staff, no other coaching staff will lose. And they beat us after they fired their head coach. Yep, Panthers different team. They are very physical, cause play terrified. So potential win for the Panthers is great. Yep. We only beat them by 3 the first time. Yeah. We only beat them by 3 the first time. Like, just because we win don't mean that it's all fine and dandy. Like, you barely winning against a team that you supposed to let your authority be known on. Like, since we got a quote unquote easy schedule, I feel like we need to be dominating teams. Look at the margin of wins. Look at the margin of points we winning by against team, and look at the margin of wins. Look at the margin of points the Cowboys are winning. Cowboys blowing teams out the water. When they play an inferior team and an inferior roster, they blow them out the water. Now, when they play a team that got a good roster and a good head coach, it'd be a tough game. But when they play inferior teams, they blow them out the water. That lets you know a measuring stick in a sense of your team. Giants are surging big time. Well, they got a good head coach. They just don't have no good real roster like that. They got 1 win. The Panthers got 1 win. Oh, yeah, I said they had 2 wins. Yeah, they got 1 win, and they still in, the winning division. If they could just pull off a lot of wins and the Falcons, the Bucks, and the Panthers all slide, they still could earn a playoff berth or maybe even get like a wild card. Well, I doubt they'll get a wild card. They'll probably have to win a division in order to get to the playoffs. But they damn sure going to have to beat all the people that's in the division. They damn sure going to have to beat us the next time we play. They damn sure going to have to beat the Falcons. They damn sure have to beat the Bucks and whatever other team they play. They're going to have to go on a streak. I'm about to go ahead on and bring Mike in. What up, Mike?
Hello.
What you got?
Well, I remember last time I came on here and I said I converted. That's partially true, but look, if we win, I won't be upset. Here's why. Like, yes, if we win games and sneak inside the playoffs and get killed, yes, it's gonna suck, but like you gotta look at it this way too. Say you do lose the rest of your games. Say you do fire your coach, and say you do get a high draft pick. Like, there's no guarantee that the head coach you bring in will be good. For example, you remember the Browns? They had like fire 20 different coaches before they actually got the right one. And just because you have a high draft pick does not mean it's gonna pan out. Look at the Raiders. They dropped Marcus Russell. He was gone out the league within 2 years. So like, there's no guarantee. Obviously, if we lose and things pan out, great. But if we win, it's cool too. So I won't be upset at anybody who says that they want to lose. But this is my team. I've been riding with this team ever since I got into football. So and I've never rooted for a loss ever, and I don't want to start now. So unless things get really, really, really bad, then that's when I might start wanting us to lose. But other than that, like if we win or lose, I don't really care.
I respect your opinion, but here's the thing: you really pointing out the worst of the worst examples. Like the Browns are the Browns for a reason. They made horrible decisions. They made terrible decisions as a franchise. This is the same team that gave Deshaun Watson all that guaranteed money. You know, uh, you say Jamarcus Russell for the Raiders, another horrible franchise, horrible decisions they make. Um, I I find it hard to believe that Jaden Daniels will be another Jamarcus Russell. I find it harder to believe that the next head coach could be worse than Dennis Allen or just as worse as Dennis Allen. If I had two doors to walk through, I pretty much know the consequences of this one door. But this other door, it's a 50% chance it might have consequences in my best interest and consequences not in my best interest. I'm going to go with the door where I got a 50% chance, especially if I know what's on the other side of the other door. I know it's detrimental. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. No pick is guaranteed. And I go for any draft pick. It's not a guarantee that Caleb Williams is going to pan out. It's not a guarantee that Drake May is going to pan out. It's not a guarantee that Marvin Harrison is going to be a good wide receiver. But at the end of the day, when you have developed evidence that's showing that this guy should have promise, you take an educated guess and you go with your best judgment. And your best judgment is Jaden Daniels has been doing very well. And he has a good head on his shoulder. He's a complete, totally different mode of a quarterback than Jamarcus Russell. And our franchise, since Mickey Loomis has been in the building, has been a totally different mode of the Browns. Besides hiring Dennis Allen, Mickey Loomis has did good. Like he hired Sean Payton. We got Drew Brees. We got a lot of constructed good rosters for the team. Like these last 2 years, we had Super Bowl ready rosters. It just Dennis Allen was the head coach. We had some injuries. Pete Carmichael was the offensive coordinator. We just had some bad luck, and we just had Dennis Allen at the helm. That was it. But I just feel like when it comes to saying, "Oh, it's not a guarantee that's going to work," like at the end of the day, we have all the evidence that this guy just is not a good head coach. We have this guy is he has literally like one of the worst head coaching records in the history of the Browns. And that's not like a something that you just say, oh well, maybe he just had this and this and this and this. But if he get this and this and this and this, it'll be much better. Okay, we gave him everything he wanted this season. You seen the schedule before it came out. You seen the quarterbacks we played. Half of those quarterbacks got injured, and we got lucky that we didn't even play him. He went got his staff. He went got his quarterback. Through the first 10 weeks, we were relatively healthy, and we haven't been healthy like this in years. And he still couldn't do it. Next year, if we win a division, we're going to have to play all the division leaders. We're not going to get a bone thrown at us when it comes to the schedule. We're not going to get a bone thrown at us when it comes to having the luck on our side from the injury guards. Tampa Bay, they probably get better. The Falcons, they probably get better. The Panthers, they probably get better. So the evidence is all there. That's how I feel about that. You know, that's how I feel about that. Like at the end of the day, you have the evidence. You have to make a move and say this guy's not it. You have your evidence on a tight end room. You say the tight end room is trash. You're not sold on Foster Monroe. You're not sold on Jawan Johnson. You said that. You had the evidence. You seen a tight end room, and you said these guys ain't it. You want a new tight end. Why it can't be the same for a head coach, a guy who's over the whole team? But it seemed like all he wants to do is just be a defensive coordinator. And even he's taken a step back from that because by him having to be a head coach and have to oversee all these other things, he can't just focus and zero in on his defense. And that's the reason why our defense is falling off of a cliff. The evidence right there for you, Mikey. I can't tell you how you would choose to fan. Now, what I can tell you is this. The guy, Chris off of Boot Crew, I made him convert. But he kind of took it back and said, you know what? I ain't fully converted, but I will say this. If we lose, I won't be mad. That's what he said. I'm not going to actively root for them to lose, but if we lose, I won't be mad. And if we do lose, I want to lose in dominant fashion. I don't want to just barely lose. I want to lose in dominant fashion. So Mickey Loomis has no choice but to see it's a clear difference in Dennis Allen and other teams that have winning records.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I say, you a fan, you're your own man, Mike, and I can't tell you how you choose to fan. We all different. But I just feel like it'll be detrimental for us to win this because we're going to be right back in the same boat next year. We're going to be right back in the same boat next year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look, like I agree that it does. Do I want Dennis Allen fired? Hell yeah. Do I want Pete Carmichael fired? Hell yeah. But because and here's why. And I'm gonna keep saying this. Back like I want to say like week 7, week 8, week 7, week 8ish. I kept telling people like Jerry, you, Hoodie, Dolph. I kept telling these people that Dennis Allen was not who you thought he was as a defensive coach, right? And some people laughed, and some people thought I was crazy. And then I said, watch the team, and then you're gonna know that the defense is not right. And what do you know? I was right, and that was before we allowed Tyson Bay just to walk up then down the field. That was before we let Joshua Dobbs kill us. That was before we let Desmond Ritter turn into prime Mike Vick with Tom Brady's arm. That was before we let Gardner Minshew connect 40-yard touchdown passes to Andrew Ogletree. That was right. That was like right after like the Jacksonville game or the Houston game. It was one of them when I said that I was not going to be that guy that y'all thought he was. And I'm not trying to say I told you so, but I pretty much told y'all so because because yeah, that's basically why I want him fired. Because not because he is stupid in the head, because one he is, but not just because he makes stupid decisions, but third, he basically lied to us. He kept saying how this defense is going to be top notch and stuff like that, and that just got me upset. So, look, I'm not different from any other fan. Like, I want Dennis Allen fired just as much as the next guy, but you know, But yeah, I just don't know right now. Like obviously, if the Saints lose to the Lions, our season's pretty much, I wouldn't say over, but we're gonna see what happens. But yeah, I just but like I said, I've been a Saints fan ever since, I knew what a football was. So I'm not gonna start rooting for us to lose now, and I'm not gonna start wishing losses upon my team because at the end of the day, if we like I said, like even we could lose out, but there's no guarantee that we fire Dennis Allen because our coach, because Mickey Loomis last year we should have fired him and we gave him one more year. So like, who knows that we're gonna make another excuse for him saying that this is the reason why I didn't succeed. So, and look, I'm not different from anybody other. I want Dennis Allen fired just as much as the next guy does, but like I said, I just don't like. There's no guarantee that we fire Dennis Allen at the end of the year anyway. So, like, and yes, I know Mickey Loomis, he be tricking us sometimes, but like, there's just no guarantee that we fire Dennis Allen. There's no guarantee that we draft a quarterback. So, and I'm not saying that uh that, and I'm not trying to wish that Denzel will be back next year because I don't want him to be back. But like, there's no guarantee that we fire him anyway. Like, this ain't Madden where you can just fire anybody whenever you want. So, yeah, that's my take on it.
All right, and another thing, a lot of people like to go to outliers. Like people go to the Bucks outlier. Like Tom Brady got everything right after the bye week. Okay, that's Tom Brady, and Tom Brady had Hall of Famers like Gronkowski and Antonio Brown, and all these guys that just came specifically to play with Tom Brady. Tom Brady is going to get calls. He's going to get flags. Derek Carr is not going to get the same flags as Tom Brady. The refs are on Tom Brady's side. The refs are against the Saints. So when you bring in outliers like that, that don't really hold no weight. Tom Brady is different than Derek Carr. When you bring in outliers like the Giants team that won the Super Bowl those 2 years with Eli Manning. Eli Manning, just like Tom Brady, he has a clutch gene. Derek Carr ain't have a Derek Carr. Yeah, he kind of has a clutch gene, but he's kind of the reason why his team be in the hole in the first place in the fourth quarter to have a comeback. But other than that, he don't have a clutch gene like Eli Manning. And that Giants team had a hell of a pass rush. They had a hell of a pass rush. They had like three good. They had like three pro bowlers on the defensive line. They could
Wait,
all
speaking
get to
of
the
that, did
quarterback.
you hear that Jason Pierre-Paul's on Miami now?
Yeah, I spoke about that at the beginning of the show, and
Yep,
he he didn't take long to realize that this team ain't got what it takes.
yep,
Like think about that. Think about that. Think about how he just instantly left to go play with Miami and just left a team that's one place out of the division league. We one place out of division league, but he just go ran to Miami. Think about that.
and I
He's
can't blame
seen
him.
he's seen the way we practice throughout the week and just know that we don't practice right. Mark Ingram was on a show and said when things don't go right, Sean Payton will call that shit out. When things
Yep,
don't go in practice with Dennis Allen, nobody don't even care. We don't even run it back 10 times until we get it to perfection. That's the difference, Mike. That's the difference I'm trying to tell you when it comes to preparation. When it comes to Dennis Allen going against coaches like Kyle Shanahan, he can't keep up with these people. When it comes to situational awareness, ebbs and flows of the game, big crucial moments of the game, he can't keep up with these people. He's not going to step in and tell Pete Carmichael to do the right play. He's going to
yep,
let Pete Carmichael do his thing, even though he see it going down. He's not going to step in. He don't have those type of balls on him. He he's just not a good preparational head coach. He's not going to get a team right. We had problems in the red zone. We was in the red zone 5 times, and we didn't score one time against a division rival right after a bye week. We
yep.
had played the Bears, got 5 turnovers against the Bears, and didn't blow them out. If it's any other competent coach, they're gonna blow the Bears out. If the Cowboys got 5 turnovers on the Bears, the Cowboys would have put up 50 points on the Bears at their house. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Mike.
Yeah.
And you're not going to run a route against them because it's your team. But if it's detrimental to the team, that don't make me no more worse of a fan than you. That's how I look at it. I look at it as I want the poison out of our building. This guy right here is a poison. I want him out of the building. That don't. If I'm calling it out and I want the poison in the building, and in order for the poison to be gone, it'll be in our best interest to lose. And on top of that, we get a better draft pick because we don't have a lot of picks this year, Mike. We only got like 5 picks. So that first pick we got is in our best interest for it to be as high as possible. That way we ain't got to trade up that much for Jaden Daniels. And you say it's not a guarantee we don't fire Dennis Allen, but here's the thing. Dennis Allen first year, he still had a lot of coaches on that staff that were Sean Payton guys. So when you're a GM, you got to give everything that your coach wants. He didn't have a quarterback that he wanted on the team. You got to remember, we went after Deshaun Watson. Jameis was not Dennis Allen guy. Jameis went down and got hurt. And after that, he put in Andy Dalton for the rest of the year. Andy was just a backup, but he wasn't his guy. Derek Carr has been his guy. So Mickey Loomis basically gave Dennis Allen another shot because he's seen that, okay, we had all these injuries. You didn't have your quarterback from the get-go. You didn't have the coaching staff that you wanted from the get-go. I'm going to give you your coaching staff. I'm going to give you Woods. You want Pete Carmichael back? You feel like you could do it with Pete Carmichael as long as you got Derek Carr? Okay, I'm going to bring Pete Carmichael back. I'm going to give you Derek Carr. Now you got your quarterback. We ain't really got no injuries this season. We ain't start having injuries till week 10. He had everything he want. Mickey basically just ran it back with Dennis and gave Dennis everything he want. That's why I want Chris Olave to play. That's why I want Jameis Winston to play, so he can't really have the injuries bug excuse. Because if Chris Olave play, we got enough to beat the Lions. We got to have to beat the Lions if they have a good game plan. But they're not going to have a good game plan because they're not better coaches than Ben Johnson. They're not better coaches than Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell, I'm not sure if he's just a mastermind like that, but he's a player's coach, and those players will run through a wall for him. Our players won't do the same for Dennis Allen. Ben Johnson going to get Gibbs and Montgomery and Laporta in the best position to succeed. He's going to get Brown in the best position to succeed. Williams in the best position to succeed. Pete Carmichael is not going to do that. We're going to get out coached. When it comes to just players, player for player, we could match up with anybody. But a good coaching staff going to just beat us. We brought back a guy who didn't want a job in the first place. That should tell you something right there, Mike. A lot of offensive coordinators didn't want to work with Dennis Allen. They tried to let Ryan Nielsen be the defensive coordinator. He didn't want to work under Dennis Allen. He didn't want to work under Dennis Allen. A lot of these people don't want to work with Dennis Allen. So that's what I'm telling you. Like, if Dennis Allen don't win a division this time, Mickey Loomis gonna see all that. Mickey Loomis ain't no dumb man. Is he a little forgiving and a little patient? Yes, but he's not dumb. He sees that he gave everything Dennis Allen wanted. So that's the difference between bringing Dennis Allen back next year and bringing him back this year. So if we don't win a division, I don't just think that he's going to come back. I hope he don't come back. But, I'm still, going off a chance. Let's see. Jerry says, shout out to Miss Barber for the song You Can't Win by Michael Jackson from the Wiz. Yeah, I heard that on Big Q show. We have lost in every way possible. And that's the thing, another thing right there, Mike. Just think about this. Even when we win, we barely beat teams when we have 5 turnovers. When we lose against teams like the Panthers last year with a 13 quarterback rating with Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. The Green Bay game, we lost that game, and we had a punt return. We had like 2 turnovers and like 2 turnovers on downs. and we still lost that game. Like good coaches don't lose that way.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying, Mike. But like I say, man, you your own man, Mike. I'm not here trying to start up some cult and just convert everybody and see the light the way I see it. All I'm showing y'all is the facts. All I'm showing y'all is the evidence that we have. And I'm just saying it is detrimental to the team if we win this division and this guy get brought back and we in the same boat and being miserable next year and being bored next year. You can't tell me, Mike, that you had fun this year and fun last year. You can't tell me you had fun. But a new coach, I don't know how Ben Johnson is. Ben Johnson might could be just like Dennis Allen. He might have the offense looking good, but everything else when it comes to running the team could just be bad. But I know Dennis Allen ain't a good head coach. I don't know if Ben Johnson is. So I'm going to take the leap of faith and trust that Ben Johnson and give him a chance, just like Mickey gave Sean a chance when he first started. I'm going to give Ben Johnson a chance, for example, and just hope that he could get it right. But I know I got all the evidence that Dennis Allen can't get it right. Dennis Allen is 20-44 as a head coach. I have all the evidence that he can't get it right. I have all the evidence. I don't have the evidence yet of Ben Johnson. So when you say it's not a guarantee that the next head coach could come in and be good, no, it's not a guarantee, but it's a chance you take. It's a chance you take. You don't know with Ben Johnson. If you go through the Ben Johnson door, it's a 50-50 chance. But if you go through the door with Dennis Allen, all the evidence is right there presented to you that he's not the right man. So I'm gonna take a chance on Ben Johnson. Maybe you could draft Jaden Daniels. Have Ben Johnson, have Jaden Daniels, or Michael Penix, or just somebody. Or even if we don't go with a quarterback, maybe he could get Carr and fix Carr. Maybe Ben Johnson can fix Carr and have Carr looking like Jared Goff. Make Jawan Johnson and Foster Monroe, make them look like Laporta. Make Brown look like Chris Olave. Maybe Ben Johnson could do that. Maybe he could revive Alvin Kamara's career. You seen what he did with Jamal Williams? Had 17 touchdowns with Jamal Williams. Maybe he changed up the offensive line scheme. Maybe he have our offensive line coach come in and get them boys blocking with a different scheme. That way our running backs could just have different holes to run through. And maybe Jamal Williams will look like the Detroit Jamal Williams. Maybe Alvin Kamara will look like Alvin Kamara with Sean. Maybe Kendrick Miller look like TCU Kendrick Miller with Ben Johnson. That's all I'm saying, Mike.
Yeah. And I don't disagree with you, because at the end of the day, I want what's best for the team. I want what's best for the team. If that's losing out, so be it. If that's winning out, and Dennis Allen actually knows how to coach, somehow knows how to coach, then then so be it. So, but yeah, I agree with your point. Ben Johnson, because when the Saints, I remember this day like it was yesterday. When the Saints hired Dennis Allen to be their head coach, optimism was everything in New Orleans, and we thought maybe since he's been under Sean Payton, then maybe he'll do something, right? That was not the case. So I agree with your point, and to your point that you can't tell me that something about fun last year this year. I did have a little fun last year when we swept the Falcons. That was funny.
Yeah, but fun when we did make the playoffs though. Where we went like 7 last year.
7-10.
Lost 10 games. If you
could have been
fun,
8. Well, we could have been 8-9 if we did not let Sam Darnold throw for 45 yards. That still beat us.
Well, if you had fun losing double-digit games, Mike, then you got a different outlook on fun. I have a different outlook on fun.
I only had fun those 2 games.
Well, like I say, Mike, I'm past the rivalry stuff. Like, I don't give a damn if the Falcons beat. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm worried about us being good overall. Like, If we a shitty team, but we beat the Falcons, I'm not happy just because we beat the Falcons. I want to beat the Falcons and be a good team. If anything, I would rather be the Buccaneers. I don't want to beat you in the regular season, but I want to beat you in the playoffs. I want to beat you when it matters most. I want to get to the Super Bowl. I want to get a ring. I could give a damn about beating you in the regular season. I want success. Who cares? Who cares if we beat the Falcons, but we lost double digit games? At the end of the day, we trash. As long as we got Dennis. Now if we beat now if Dennis now if Arthur Smith get fired and they get a new quarterback and a new head coach come in and change them Falcons and they start doing good and they go to the playoffs and start winning a lot of games and this whole division is upside down, I'm not gonna care if we beat them. Oh well, as long as we beat y'all, that's all I care about. I'm not that type of fan. I want to be good and beat you. I like when we had Sean Payton and we was winning 13 games in the whole season. Out of 16 games, that we win 13, only lost 3. That's a fun season. Along while beating the Falcons. That's fun. Not being trash and just having the bragging rights for that week. Oh well, at least we beat y'all. Nah, that's not the standard for me. I'm just
Yeah,
worried about us getting better. Like that's all I'm worried about. I'm worried about this team getting back on track because right now it's just off the rails.
yeah, yeah. But like, I don't know where the Saints go from here anymore. Cause like, say we do fire Dennis Allen and hire a new coach, I don't know who that coach will be. And to be honest, I don't really care who that coach will be as long as he, man. Cause I swear, if there's a report saying that the Saints fired Dennis Allen and then they hired Josh McDaniels to take their place, I might just jump off a cliff. But if there's a report saying that that the Saints fired Dennis Allen, but they hired a guy like Ken Dorsey, and he gets the offense in track and the defense gets better, okay, I'll take that. But you know, and so yeah, I won't be completely happy if we fire Dennis Allen, but what I will be optimistic if we hire a good coach. Because if we, like I said, if we fire Dennis Allen, just hire Josh McDaniels in the same day, I'm gonna probably have to kill the entire Raiders front office because they're just so bad luck and their trash is just our more trash. So
A lot
yeah,
of
so
a lot of people want uh the Dolphins offensive coordinator to be the head
yeah.
coach.
I
Hmm.
mean, he is the offensive coordinator that taught the Dolphins how to put up 70 points against Sean Payton.
But my thing is that more so him or is that Mike McDaniels? That's my thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, like the Dolphins really haven't beat anybody, so like I like so like yeah, they put up 70 points over the Broncos and it's good now, but back then the Broncos defense was pretty trash. The Dolphins, the week after they got killed by the Bills. Then they started playing good again, just to lose to the Chiefs. Or no, they lost to the Eagles, and the week after that they lost to the Chiefs, and then they barely beat an Aiden O'Connell led Raiders. And shit, I don't even know if they're gonna beat Washington tomorrow. So I don't know anything about the Dolphins' status. And well, I think because like for example, with the Saints, right? We were winning games with Pete Carmichael as our offensive coordinator, but was that really Pete or was that Sean Payton? I think that's what's going on in Miami. Like, yes, they're winning games with that OC, but is it really that coordinator or is it that coach?
Yeah. Well, it's been over an hour on the stream, and you know me, Mike. I usually go like a little bit over an hour, and then I shut the stream down. You got any last words? A prediction for the game, a score prediction, and before we get up out of here.
Look, honestly, I said this last time. I won't be surprised if the Saints blow out the Lions, and here's my reason. Like the Lions, They were very vulnerable. We're not gonna act like they're not vulnerable because like that week one game versus the Chiefs, they nearly lost. If Travis Kelce played in that game, they probably do lose. They lost to Seattle. They lost to Green Bay. So I think the key for the Saints to win, if they even know what football is anymore, get pressure. And I'm sticking with my score. I got Saints 41-23. Why? I don't know. The Saints are a weird team. Ask them.
All right, man. That's all you got.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, man. Take care, bro.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Mike, man. Calls in every stream. Be making some good valid points. And like I say, anybody who listening to this, you know, I'm not trying to, convert people. When I do mention I converted somebody, I just have fun with it. But I'm not gonna tell a fan how they should fan for their team. Like, I'm not here to do that. Like, I'm not no cult leader or anything. Everyone is their own man. Everyone is their own woman. You fan for your team how you want to fan for your team. All I'm pointing out is the facts that we have and how I feel like it'll be detrimental to win. But like I said before, we might have different paths, but that doesn't mean that our destination isn't the same. And our destination is success for the team. And I just want the betterment for my team. That's all I want. I want the cancer gone. That's all I want. We got a chemotherapy. Dennis Allen up out of here. He got to get chemotherapy up out of Airline Drive. My birthday is on the 4th, and I'll be so much happy if we get that breaking news Monday morning. And y'all know what breaking news I'm talking about. I want hashtag fire Dennis Allen signs, banners, pitchforks, brown paper bags, everything in and out the dome. But I gave y'all my score prediction. I think it'll be like 34-17. Lions win. We're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be an interesting game nonetheless. Like, everybody want Ben Johnson to be the next Saints head coach. Well, we're gonna get a front row seat at what Ben Johnson can really do. We're gonna get a seat at what Dennis Allen, the current head coach, and the new darling head coach that everybody really wants. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. You know. But Saints fans, it's been a up and down roller coaster ride, and I just can't wait for this ride to be over. Like, I'm just done with this season. I'm just hoping on some good luck in the off season when it comes to a new staff, a new quarterback draft. Um, I just want the best for this team, man, and it can't come soon enough. But until then, y'all be safe out there, man. Who that?